Thank you. And hello, everyone. I am Katie, and I'm an Assistant Market Development Manager for the North America markets here at Visit Scotland. And in today's session, we are going to highlight why reaching the North America market, the USA and Canada, is important for Scotland's visitor economy and, of course, for your business. So, looking at the overall picture, despite continued economic uncertainty across many international markets, demand for Scotland remains strong. Early indicators show growth in visitor numbers from Scotland's key international markets, with the United States remaining our largest overseas market and Canada continuing to perform well. However, while more people are travelling, average spend has softened from the immediate post pandemic peak, and this reflects a return to a more typical travel pattern as the exceptional levels of pent up demand ease, and travellers are becoming more value conscious and are often booking closer to departure. And what we're hearing from travel intermediaries is that visitors are being more selective about where they spend their money and are influenced by economic uncertainty, such as tariffs and global conflicts, which change consumer behaviour. However, experiences remain a top priority. Visitor spend may have softened, but they are still willing to invest in memorable experiences that add value to their trip. This highlights the significant opportunity across North America, across that market, that increasing visitor spend through the development and promotion of high quality, easily discoverable, and bookable tourism products. Encouraging longer stays and greater participation in tourism experiences will then be key to converting growing visitor numbers into stronger economic value. The United States remains Scotland's number one in 10 international market, both in terms of volume and value, meaning US visitors are a powerful contributor to the Scottish economy and represent one of our highest value markets. Canada also remains an incredibly important market, and visitor numbers there continue to outperform pre pandemic levels, and demand remains really resilient. The key takeaway here is that while some markets deliver only on volume, North America delivers both high volume and, more crucially, high value visitors. And these visitors stay longer, they spend more, and contribute significantly to businesses and to local economies across Scotland. Now, North America remains, again, Scotland's most valuable international market. And we can see from these statistics in the Visit Britain Visa card spending data that our predictions are correct. And while visitor spending may come under pressure, demand remains really resilient, presenting the opportunity for tourism businesses to drive greater value through those compelling, high quality visitor experiences. They're looking to spend on that personal touch. And we're also hearing from intermediaries in North America that their inquiries and sales numbers for Scotland are up. And in some areas, Scotland is now the number one destination for inquiries and sales, which is really exciting. And we're hearing from online travel agents such as Expedia that search and demand is really strong for Scotland, which puts Scotland in a really great position. So, this cautious optimism we talked about is what we expected in a post pandemic world. It's okay that the numbers are flattening out, and it really makes sense. It's also very positive to see that the length of stay here continues to grow from the US, and our anecdotal evidence would suggest that this will only continue to grow. So the opportunity is clear here. Scotland is top of mind for North American travellers, and there is strong potential to convert increased demand and longer stays into greater visitor value through your compelling experiences. So, while the core North American visitor profile remains relatively consistent, we are seeing some interesting shifts emerge through our conversations with tour operators, with travel advisors, and other intermediaries. Traditionally, North Americans are most likely to travel as couples and tend to be affluent, experienced travellers with both time and disposable income. They stay longer, and they're longer than many international visitors, and often travel across many different regions in Scotland during one trip. We're also seeing evidence that trip lengths are increasing beyond the traditional week long stay, with some operators reporting average stays of 10 nights or more. And based on our knowledge of the market, combined with anecdotal feedback from industry partners and businesses, we do not anticipate any significant change in the overall visitor profile in the near future. However, interestingly, there are some notable shifts emerging within that visitor base. So, from this feedback and from wider travel trends, indicate strong growth in multi-generational travel, alongside a really continued rise in solo female travelers. These segments are becoming increasingly important and are really influencing the type of experiences that the visitors are seeking. So, one thing we anticipate will remain as a constant in this market is the VFR segment. With a huge diaspora community, particularly in Canada, many visit Scotland to visit friends and family, that VFR segment. And this is a really important feature of the market that we don't think will change. Interestingly, we're also seeing evidence of a longer tourism season, with demand extending further into autumn and winter, and in some cases into spring. Visitors are prioritising less busy seasons and are looking for a uniquely Scottish experience, which can be offered all year round. They are looking for genuine connection to place, people, and culture rather than simply sightseeing. So, why do North Americans choose Scotland over competing destinations? And the answer is remarkably consistent from previous years. And again, from our visitor survey, from that anecdotal feedback and knowledge of the market, we again don't anticipate a shift in these motivations. The biggest motivations are Scotland's scenery, landscapes, culture, history and heritage, and of course, as they have seen Scotland on TV and film. Many visitors also feel a really strong emotional connection through the ancestry segment, particularly in the Canadian market. Beyond these traditional motivators, Scotland's people play a really huge and hugely important role, and visitors consistently tell us that the warmth and the welcome they receive in Scotland is one of their strongest memories. At the same time, Scotland is becoming easier to reach thanks to improved year-round connectivity from North America, with direct routes from multiple departure points across the US and Canada, with many extending to year round availability in 2026. It's now easier than ever before to get to Scotland. So, for businesses, for people like you, the opportunity lies in thinking about how your products bring these motivations to life and how you help visitors connect with Scotland's people, stories, and that sense of place. North Americans are now more than ever immersive travelers, so will seek out attractions, tours, and experiences that allow them to soak up firsthand these key travel motivators. Therefore, an enhanced focus on these topics when catering to these visitors is really beneficial. So, think about how your current product covers these topics. Could you create something new to deliver in these areas or expand your current product to fill these gaps? And can you extend your own season to ensure those visiting out with the traditional summertime can experience all you have to offer? We also anticipate an influx of visitors from both countries, given the World Cup buzz generated by the Tartan Army. And this is something to look for when marketing to and meeting the North American visitors. So, to summarise, North American visitors come to Scotland for what we do best, that genuine and friendly hospitality, beautiful scenery and attractions as seen on film and TV, and they are visiting year round and looking for authenticity and that real Scotland. So, what we're hearing consistently from the travel trade is that visitors want that immersive, meaningful experience which create those lasting memories. North Americans are interested in guided experiences, storytelling, agritourism, food and drink experiences, outdoor adventures, and authentic opportunities to connect with local people, those local communities that we were talking about. Many visitors are also willing to pay more for exclusivity, for privacy, and enhanced services. Private tours, behind the scenes access, and small group experiences continue to perform strongly, provided they offer good value for money. The opportunity for businesses is to think beyond simply offering an activity and instead consider the story, people, and connections that make that experience uniquely Scottish. Visitors from North America are looking for high-end accommodation, dining, and experience options. They tend to favour 4 and 5 star accommodation options, including full service hotels and boutique properties that include early check-in due to those overnight flights. They like large rooms and large beds are also welcome. They really greatly value and expect high levels of customer service, as remember, they come from a culture where tipping is the norm. As well as this, at these 4 and 5-star properties, they really expect exceptional service, including concierge and personal touches like a welcome letter in their room. As they're often willing to upgrade, you could consider tiered pricing to give them the option of upgrading to a higher value product, as this will, of course, result in higher yield for your business. They are motivated to come for iconic Scotland, but as we mentioned, they want to experience authentic Scotland. Experiences that allow the visitor to form deeper connections with places and people are of high interest, and they will actively seek out attractions and experiences and activities that have a story to tell. They wish to learn about local culture and traditions, and they want to connect with that real Scottish person. So think about how you can enhance your product with storytelling elements and use of local guides. We're also seeing tour operators switch from group travel, for instance, luxury itineraries now included private experiences where only a small group are able to book. So, why don't you consider weaving this flexibility into your business's bookable product and, of course, charge a higher rate for that privacy? Now, when we talk about their sense of adventure, choosing to travel to a long haul destination such as Scotland is, of course, an adventure in itself. However, visitors from North America are now interested in the great outdoors, connecting with nature, and they really want to switch off. They want to experience firsthand that beautiful scenery and landscapes, taking part in a variety of soft adventure activities such as guided walks, farm to fork experiences, and nature tours. Again, they are looking for uniquely Scottish adventures. With regards to responsible tourism, that emphasis is given to the tangible positive impacts that their tourism choices can have on people and places. And meaningful travel is the phrase most commonly used here. Again, it's about leading with those emotional connections for the North American visitor. So, what does all this information mean for your business? So, we'd advise that you become trade ready, work on a trade product sheet, an elevator pitch, and attend a travel distribution workshop in your area. Be discoverable. Being discoverable online is crucial in inspiring new visitors and reaching new markets. A strong Google business profile, social media presence, and modern booking system will really help to make you more visible online. And of course, embrace those international opportunities. Look at opportunities offered by Visit Scotland to engage with those international audiences, from web listings to in person events such as Visit Scotland Connect. So, travel intermediaries such as tour operators and travel advisors, or even travel agents, play a really important role in the North American travel distribution system. And over half of US and Canadian travelers will use a travel intermediary for all or a part of the planning and the booking process. Travel intermediaries not only have a huge reach, but they also play a really influential role in the choice of destination their client chooses. And this matters because working with the travel trade will allow your business to reach new audiences and new visitor types, increase your repeat business, allow you to fill midweek and off peak gaps in availability, and provide you with an early indication of capacity due to the longer lead times required for program contracting. And this can be from 12 to 18 months in advance. Traditionally, as we mentioned before, the booking window for the North American market has been anywhere from 6 to 12 months. But as travelers have become increasingly cautious over the past few years, this window has really shortened, meaning travel intermediaries are often being asked to plan trips in a short window. This window is actually opening up again as we see visitors now book into 2027. But it's a great reminder and lesson that a flexible approach to bookings is required as the market becomes even more confident. So remember to price accordingly, offer commissionable or net trade friendly rates, group discounts, and higher value booking options. Intermediaries are really experts in their own markets, so they can offer you advice on your product and pricing to make it attractive for their clients. And of course, as we'll come on to, the Business Support Hub is really there for all your needs. So, to conclude, North American visitors are already Scotland's most valuable international market. They stay longer and they spend more, and they are enticed by meaningful experiences. They travel across multiple regions and visit all year round. Most importantly, they are actively seeking the very things that Scotland does best: spectacular landscapes, fascinating history, authentic experiences, and that genuine human connection. The opportunity for you, for Scottish businesses, is about recognizing the value of what you already offer and developing your product to ensure North American visitors and intermediaries can discover, book, and experience all that you have to offer. Now is the perfect time to do this, as Scotland is trending. We are being talked about around the world, and early indications from World Cup activity is that we'll see an increase in people searching for Scotland, and this will have a long term lasting effect on an impact on the northeast of the US. So embrace this momentum. We want to inspire each visitor to fall in love with Scotland, to find joy and meaning from each experience they have, and we want them to shout about those tales and those stories. So remember to let your passion and your pride for your business and for Scotland shine through. That warm connection and genuine experience is what our North American markets will love and remember for future visits. Thank you.